big army. What I might do, this isn't going to be that important to front, I think. I don't know that I want to plan to go to war with it. Let's get all of those. I've got 12. Let's chuck them into the Finnish army. And I might put them as a lot of like weaker garrison troops to save manpower. You prefer to use pure 20 width infantry with support artillery? I've not played around with those too much before. I always use 7 infantry, 2 artillery to make up the 20 width, which has been functional. I suppose it depends if it's a force that I know will never go on the offensive. Pure infantry would be better. If it's a force that might assist with some offensives, I don't know. Nationalist Spain declared war on Spain. We want to get involved in this. So the Spanish Civil War. What will this mean for Spain? It means that they're at war. Let's just pause this. I can send volunteers to help out with this, and I think I should. Let's see. What can I afford? I don't know how many I can send, actually. I think it's a percentage of your current force. Okay, I have 0 divisions as volunteer forces, and your maximum total limit is 6. Alright, so if I quickly send 6, what I might do is send 6 of the cavalry, because they're faster and they can move around and maybe help with breakthroughs. They're going to be a bit weak, but the infantry is slow. I could send a mix. I'll tell you what. Let's send a mix. Let's get these ones that are trained. I'm going to send 3 of the, well, 4 of those. We'll form a new army. I better put them under a commander. Could put them under that other cavalryman. Have we got any more cavalry in here? Should have. There's one. Yeah, go on. He'll do. Yakov Cherevichenko. Apologies to any Russian viewers for my pronunciation. And let's also lob in... We'll put 2 infantry in as well. I mean, perfect. Was it that one? No, it can't be that one. It's 4. There. Okay, I'm going to send this lot off. Let's send some volunteers. Let's help our communist friends over in Spain. I think the USSR did actually send a support of some sort to Spain. Go for it. Send. This actually builds up a bit of world threat, so that's not necessarily a great thing to do, but troops are on their way to join the struggle. Oh, can't see what's going on there. Namor, thanks for the follow. Cheers for that. I've got my chatbot window open. Let me just hide that. Captain McCallum, does the USSR have political units as an option to add to divisions? I don't know about adding to divisions in this, but they do have some... all sorts of focuses here, like NKVD primacy. What does that do? Grant oh no, that's for something else. Grant subversive activities cost. I think that's to go with the La Resistance expansion, which I don't have. But there's all sorts of NKVD divisions. They're now more tightly integrated in our army, making sure soldier morale and faith in the party is high. So you can sort of... there's stuff that affects that on the political side. So Ethiopia has once again fallen to Italy. And I've discovered electronic mechanical engineering. Let's boost on with the mechanical computing to get the research speed going fast as we can. Meanwhile, back at the front, we're going to need a... yeah, go on, let's let that Finnish army just get out of the way. Let's form another army there. I'll assign generals to these after we've got the purges done. There's no point in me assigning generals now. You can frontline it to... sorry, not that one. That one. We'll just go and hold that. What should we call this? This is the Baltic region, isn't it? So, new theatre. Where was that? That one? In the Baltic. We're going to try and take these places peacefully if we can to expand our Soviet power. Spain had a lot of Soviet T-26 tanks and quite a lot of volunteers from Russia. Oh, I could have sent the armoured stuff, couldn't I? Oh, that would have made a difference. Damn. Missed an opportunity there. I never thought to send the light tanks. That would have been... Never mind. We shall do our very best as we can. You guys get training. Let's... Oh, 19 divisions there. That is perfect. We're going to call that the... Well, it's just that one. Let's make that. We'll call that the... I'll stick it in here as well. It's not really the Baltic, but it's sort of covering this front. Front line against Poland. Get training. 17 divisions. That's all sorts of stuff there. 5 there. That'll do. Stick it in there. Get training as well. We've got our army sort of forming up. What's it? 23? 23, that'll do. I'll stick it in here, nowhere near the Baltic for now, but we shall form a... Not you, that's the next... How many times have I done that? Okay, new theatre, Black Sea. These theatres don't really matter at all, it's just for ease of finding your troops where you want them. These lot, this army here. Still got 19 in? Really? Oh yeah, because I took 4 out. That makes sense. There. So we've got our borders secured. We'll sort out what's going on over here in a bit. I think. We've got a spare military factory. We want to build up some artillery. Let's put some effort into that. And some more fighters. And some ground attack aircraft, actually. We'll get onto that shortly as well. What we're short of already? Rubber. Rubber's going to be a problem. Right, let's see where our Spanish volunteers... Here we go. Where can we make a difference? We'll quickly send the infantry into Madrid, because if that falls, we're doomed. And the cavalry over to here. We must hold Madrid under all costs. Well, let's see. Well, we might be able to make a I've seen the Republicans win the Spanish Civil War a couple of times, but they need help. I love the music in the background. Can you get Portugal invaded? I could probably find a reason to invade Portugal. We could make up some excuse for that. Right, let my cavalry recover. They've just come in. I'm going to try and attack this guy who's busy fighting out of there. 97 points. You don't have any upgrades, do you? Whoops. Second London Naval Treaty. We'll not worry about that at the moment. Factories. We want dispersed industry in case the Germans try to bomb us. That's what I was going to look at. Can I upgrade him? No, not yet. Okay, I'm just going to wait for the cavalry to potentially get all their cohesion back. I'm going to throw them across the line into this guy. Alternatively, I could push one to the north, one division of infantry, to try and hold the line here. I think I'll do that. Let's just use one, though. Come on. Come on, folks. Oh, I'm on pause. No wonder it's not getting their cohesion back very fast. Oh, you mean... Sorry, can you get Portugal involved, not invaded, on your side? I don't think so. I don't think there's much I can do with them. They don't particularly like me, because I've got a different ideology. Can't get military access there. I'd have to make all sorts of concessions to them. Secret trial of the generals. The Red Army has always been home to subversive elements, ever since Trotsky himself was Commissar of War. Documents acquired by the NKVD have implicated several high-ranking officers as not only traitors, but spies. Mikhail Tukhachevsky is among the most prominent of the suspects, and one Stalin is keen to rid the army of. Meanwhile, the Navy's frequent contact with foreigners has led to many of them being arrested as well. Although there are documents from our enemies proving their guilt, there is no telling if they have fabricated them, or if they were given false information by those who wanted this purge in motion to begin with. So I can lose Tukhachevsky. He's a theorist. Oh, he's got a good one, though. It gives him mass assault doctrine research speed 15%. Mass assault expert and army experience gain. I don't think I want to lose him. And it also removes some really good ones from Chief of the Army. Rukosovsky refuses to confess but cannot be allowed to live. Oh my god. False documents. Right, that'll lead to civil war. These are all good people. I lose a Chief of the Navy. Do you know what? I think I should... if I do that one, I lose some guy who's got armor division attack plus 15%. And defense plus 15%. Armored divisions are going to be key to winning the war. And a submarine expert, which is probably going to be useful for... Oh, God. Tough choices. Who do we kill? That one. I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to go with it. They're both bad choices, so we'll just see who we get. Clearly guilty of all sorts of things. Do you need the Navy? Not as much, but that was a bundle of officers, so I lost, I think, a Navy High Command, a military theorist, and an Army, or a Chief of Staff as well. So that was both were unpleasant bundles to lose. Right then, 4 divisions of cavalry going in here. I think I'm going to win that. Nice. The trick is to try and... We'll try and cut off as many as we can and weaken what we can. And when I've helped Spain out before, I didn't have this many divisions in here, so this is a nice bonus. I'm going to push that guy back. Keep pushing. Oh, I should have done that. Keep pushing. We'll just leave one to make sure my cavalry doesn't get cut off. Oh god, they've got reinforcements. That attack's not going to work because I'm going across a river. Having said that, well, if I push one out, the other one should go. So one should retreat soon. TM, we hope. And then the winged hussars arrive. Aren't they Polish? We've got reinforcements coming in. It's slowly ticking up. It depends if they send any more. What is going on there? I have no reserves. So that other guy who's fighting, he's not fighting there, or he's fighting a counter-attack. Gone to 85. See, the cavalry's not brilliant at this job. They're better at attacking things that are just weakened. Like, they could quite easily push out into the mountains up there. Fuck, let's throw some infantry at them. Should we do that? Is that a good idea? No, I think it's not. I don't think there's any benefit. We don't want to be just throwing in attacks just because they can win. We want to be throwing in attacks because they can cut off the enemy and cause some mayhem. And I saw a possibility to get down here and cut 2 off there. And that's what I was going for. I think we're still going to do this, you know. We've got defenders in behind us now, so that's good. So I can afford to attack with all 4 cavalry divisions. These guys are already busy, so if we cut them off, then we'll get the win. Can I link up to the Portuguese border? I could do, yeah. I could cut the country in 2, but I wouldn't have enough to hold it. And cavalry divisions, I'll show you why they're so weak. There's only 4 regiments or battalions in. And so they're not terrible, but they just don't have the numbers, and I don't have enough XP to make a big difference. Although it's getting there, I can add more cavalry into this. Would it be more use adding divisions? Let's chuck some cavalry in. Oh, I could add... No, I don't want to add motorized artillery. Artillery support would be a good one. Construction 1. Yeah, I'll wait and get artillery support, I think. Let's get rid of that. We're in June 36. Oh, so much stuff. What's this? Reinforce rate. Yeah, I want the radio. I want the radio. And we can... Oh, right, we can afford to modify the government now. This is good. Can I go straight to a war economy? I think I can. We've got masses of war support. Straight to that, because that is much better for constructing things. And it reduces the number of consumer goods factories. So let's go straight to that. Nice. That should help me with... yes, it does help construction. Excellent. Right. Carry on. The plan is coming together. Yeah, if I had more divisions in here, I could effect a link up. The reason I sent cavalry is because sometimes you need to be able to react really quickly. All except you. You can rest up and defend. Whoop, not that far. Just going. Oh, God. Here we go again. Trial of the 21. After several rounds of arrests and trials, the Great Purge has weaved a narrative that led up to this trial. Among the accused are not only old leaders and Nikolai Bukharin, but a number of diplomats, politicians, military officials, and even many high-ranking NKVD officers. The charges are also more extensive than previously. I was going to say previously thought, but no, it's not there. Don't know why I said that. Including decade-old plots to murder Soviet leaders and sell the Union to its enemies. The fact that the NKVD themselves, now among the targets of the Purge, has in a sense brought the proceedings in full circle. Threats and beatings have led to many confessing to all charges, even the most outlandish ones. The leading defendants face execution. The Navy and Air Force have been getting off easy so far. That'll get rid of a load of potential chiefs of staff and leaders of the Navy and Air Force. As we suspected, enemies are everywhere. Remove Navy, Air Force, and the military high command guy. Close air support attack, close air support defense, close air support agility. He's quite good. And then or a civil war. So an air safety expert, which reduces air accidents chance. A bad weather penalty improver. An air experience gain. And military high command capital ships. Oh, let's go for that. Yeah, let's go for that because I don't care about my Navy capital ships at all. Not in this. I don't think we'll be able to make good use out of the Russian Navy. Can't wait for me to get Stalinian armor. That's what we need. Yeah, I agree, Massive. Sacrifice the Army and Air Force. Sorry, the Navy and Air Force. The Army is most important. We've nearly got a good cut-off here, actually. If we force that guy into there, then we've got a nice little trim going on. Trim their army down. Where else is there combat going on? I should move this guy to wherever the fighting is, just to make sure that the lines hold. Well, actually, what I should do, leave him there. Bring the other fella in. There, you've got some nice experience, actually. Yeah, good job I left him there. There's an attack suddenly coming in. We are in. My cavalry's facing an attack. Come on, someone advance into that bit. We will hold them off, I think. We don't need all of them to go, so we'll leave one in defense. 2 can go. Actually, there should only be 2 people moving out of there. Well, we got it anyway, so that's fine. We don't need to move in that case. We can all sit and defend whilst we hold those off. There's a possible... Ooh. Trying to see the next possible snip off. There. That's a bit of a big one. It's doable, though. I want to make sure that guy gets tonked first, though. And I have to make sure nothing else disastrous is going on. I've got to be careful with this. I've got to make sure I don't focus too much in one region while some disaster kicks off elsewhere. I'm going to have a quick look at the Air Force. What I'm going to do with all my Air Force is disband the lot and rebuild it where I want it. All the planes just go safely back into storage. Where's this guy? Put them to bed. What was that message? Oh, it's just about air wings doing nothing. That's okay. Here's a big one. Put them to bed as well. Shame I can't send aircraft over to help in Spain. I could send some... Actually, I could probably send some, like, worn-out, knackered things. As a lend-lease. And where's that thing? Disband that as well. Naval bombers are actually useful. They are something I can use. Right, and how's this going ahead? I'm still defending. Defending quite hard as well, in fact. Right, that guy is going to get cut off. Let me send in some infantry here to help with this defense. We're getting some good XP anyway. Nearly got enough to give the cavalry some artillery support, which will be good. Hi, Elowen. How's it going? You can send aircraft as well? What, can I, like, I can't, like, click on an airfield and create... No, I can't create them. But you can send them as, like, Lend-Lease, right? And support that way. Like, start Lend-Lease. If I send... What's knackered? These things. I've got 470. Yeah, I don't want these things back. Once. $470 out-of-date fighters. Send. That'll make a big difference. I should do. Should give us air superiority anyway. So my cavalry. I want them in on this kill actually. Because I think you get... I don't know if you get extra experience. Or there might be some benefit, but I want them in on there. There's a checkbox in the menu for volunteers. Oh. Oh well. The Great Purge is finished. Excellent. That's going to give me some horrible penalties for quite some time. We will look at those, but that's not important. We want a 5-year plan. We want to build up our industry now. Urgently. As urgently as we can. Open up a new dialogue for send volunteers. Let's have a look at this. Send volunteers. Oh, send air volunteers. I've never noticed that. Thanks. But I'm guessing I have to have... I'd have to have the planes there. Let's do this. Let's go and create a stack. I like that idea because that's what the Germans did, didn't they? They send the fascists the Condor Legion. Let's create there. Let's do 100 of those. And what else have I got? Interwar bombers, naval bombers, strategic bombers. I guess it's going to have to be these. Some tactical bombers. Right, let's see. Let's see. They're created. Where's bloody Spain gone? I couldn't see it. Let's try again. Send volunteers. And send air volunteers. Has that given me... You have selected more divisions than you're allowed to send. Deselect some armies or split out. Oh, okay, so I can't send them anyway. It's not showing up as anything, but... Maybe because we're in pause and they haven't formed yet. I don't know. Tick. I'll not worry about that. I can't send them anyway. 5-year plan. The phrase that makes me shiver. Right, where are we going? We need to have a think about where we can break through with the cavalry next. So that was a successful little one. Anywhere where we can chop the enemy off successfully is worthwhile. That looks like a possible breakthrough, but what would we achieve from it? How can we surround something from there? Let's send these fellas in. That's looking weakened. We want to look at where the enemy are weakened. That looks like it's going to collapse down there. We can go across this river. Let's also give our cavalry some artillery support. Haha. That is quite a nice bit of extra attack and defense and everything, so that's a good little bonus. Let's get them going in here. I know it's over a river. But if that's successful, and these two enemy attacks are successful, they'll be easy to cut off. That's my thinking. Between the two rivers and have the Republicans hold the river between there. That's a good idea, actually. They would cut the place in half if the Republicans have enough soldiers to do that. Games are concluded. What are we short of? Rubber. I'm going to trade for some rubber. We'll go with someone with a land source. Dutch East Indies? No. British Malaya. Here we go. No convoys required. And we'll just go to 1. I don't like giving up civilian factories, but plenty of planes in reserves. That's good. It's good that we got those volunteers sent out, actually, before the whatever modifier it was that reduced the number of divisions that we could send. So having 6 over here is pretty helpful. Let's march this guy back down. I'm going to try a bit... Because these are active, so I'm thinking if they're active, they're going to be weakened and easier to score some minor victories off. That could be one. That could be a possible cut-off between those rivers, couldn't it? It's a bigger area, but we're in that region anyway. Is anyone in there? Yes, there is. A river can be held with shittier troops. I agree, yeah. It's a good idea, actually. I hadn't realised those two rivers were as close together. It's a good plan. Well spotted. We'll push through with this idea at the moment, see how far it gets. See if we get a small little cut-off. Mind you, nipped out. If I could break... Well, I wouldn't. I couldn't break through completely because they'd reinforce. But yeah, grabbing Cadiz and Seville and all this would just... This would starve out quite quickly. But there's possibilities there. Meanwhile, back at the ranch... Go to the Middle East. We want to... I'm in no rush, actually. I'm in no great rush to go and invade Iran. I don't need to... Once Britain gets dragged into war, because what Britain likes to do, it likes to guarantee the independence of anything it thinks you're going to attack. So before I go deciding I'm going to go and conquer the Middle East, I'll let Britain get involved with Germany. And whilst they're busy, then I'll put my plans into action, I think. We've got 6 more XP. We're not on pause, are we? Oh, we're in there. We're in. Right. Excellent. Let's go and do this between the two rivers thing. Because that's a really, really weakened force there. You march forward. I'm going to hold that place now we've taken it. That's going to be successful. Well, actually, looking at this, seeing as how they're going to wear themselves out attacking my fellas here. Who's retreating? Okay, I've got to watch Madrid doesn't fall. That is critical. I might just move one division back there to hold it, to be safe. But yeah, a little surroundage would be nice. In the volunteers menu, hover the cursor over the checkbox. It'll tell you how many planes you can send. Let's have a look at that. Request permission for up to 33 of our planes to join the war as volunteers. Oh, 130, sorry. Ah, tick that. Oh, so I don't select them from here. Ah, cheers, Alwyn. I've not tried this before. Never noticed it. Thanks. Send. The Republic of Spain will allow a volunteer force from our country to fight in their wars. Our troops are on their way. So is that just... I don't know whether that's given me control of what's going, but something's going. Cavalry's kind of fighting well there. While that's getting absolutely knackered, now would be the time to go. Send the infantry in, because everything facing it is really weak.